Dems caved for a reason. It's a very simple reason. They'll spin it and say that they won, that all of this went according to plan, that they have shown that Donald Trump doesn't care about hurting his own people. But that's not true. They don't need health insurance to prove that. He's given them many excuses and reasons and examples that he doesn't care about his own people. The real reason is directly connected with some other headlines we're seeing right now.
Tonight, the growing chaos and cancellations at our nation's airports.
There's some worry. I'm not going to lie.
So the government shutdown meant that federal employees wouldn't get paid. That includes TSA and air traffic controllers. And that causes a staff shortage because, people aren't going to work if they aren't getting paid. And with these kinds of shortages, especially with air traffic controllers, it makes plane travel considerably more dangerous. These are issues, by the way, the aviation industry was facing long before the government shutdown. On October 30th, the Big Four airlines begged Congress to pass a clean bill. Well, about 35 to 36 days into the shutdown, the government announced that they would begin to cut flights in the 40 of the busiest airports across America. First at 4%, then 10%, but recent reports have showed in some airports like LaGuardia and Newark, flight cancellations have reached almost 35%. Ironically, on that same Sunday, November 9th evening, plans were announced that the government shutdown would end. And it's because the federal government said that if the shutdown continues, they would have to close airspace. That would make multiple cities, almost entire regions, no-fly zones. The airline industry would not survive this. Airlines have a high cash burn, really tall overhead, and closing an airspace means that they're not getting in revenue. This would put the entire industry at risk, and the government would eventually have to bail them out. And that's money the government doesn't have. So it's a clear roadmap from things getting from bad to worse to absolutely catastrophic. This is exactly why the second longest government shutdown ended in 2019. Not to mention airliners were very big donors in 2025, outpacing previous years. A lot of people travel, a lot of rich people travel, and we're coming up on the busiest travel season, the holidays, making this government shutdown way more tangible for way more people. Canceled flights are way more visible than missing SNAP benefits, and it affects way more powerful people than federal workers missing some checks. So Democrats saw three things. One, people already in pain. Two, another potential catalyst to the impending economic crisis we're going to face. And three, Republicans getting so desperate that they were willing to destroy the filibuster, the only defense Senate Democrats have right now. So the war continues, but this battle is over. The damage was dealt, they got their licks in, and an advantage was gained, albeit a symbolic one. Have stopped just short of a mutually assured destruction. Thing is, in the eyes of the average American, destruction seems inevitable right now.